Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Grayze Dynamics. Right here, Grayze as you know me. We here with another review of a product I think you should really consider, especially if it fits a need. I think this would fill it quite easily. So what we're looking at today is the Pokorny Engineering Rally DIY. It's really just a button box you attach to your wheel rim. Can fit on any wheel rim, to be honest. And I think it's highly useful and highly effective for what it is. Before we get to all that, first, thank you to my sponsor, Matt at Simulation RS. Most of the parts you see here are printed by him. He can do it all, whether it's printing the funky switches, the enclosure, the encoders, the everything you need for it, and we'll go over that. He can print all of it. So totally up to you. I also want to thank Balaz Pokorny from Pokorny for allowing me to, one, benefit you guys by giving you a 5% code off. Enter Grayze 5 and you will save 5% off your purchase. You buy the instructions, 5%. You buy the parts, 5%. You build other projects, 5%. Keep using it. Unlimited opportunities. And again, that's for you guys to use to build some products that I think are great. And one thing I will say about Pokorny directions and all the things that come with it. If you look at some of the DIY things, and I've built some other stuff, and they're all cool, but the way Pokorny puts it together, the guides are totally inclusive. The instructions are very easy to follow. You can get many of the things on his site, or he tells you where to get it from. In addition to that, the directions are like going to IKEA and getting their huge manual that tells you literally step by step how to put the desk to that together. That is a very appreciative thing when you're a noob like me to DIY scene. Now, I know there may be other products that are amazing as well, but some of those things will intimidate most new people because you're like, man, I don't know if I have the skill to do that. I will tell you, with every Pokorny product so far I have built, the directions make it relatively easy, and you get as much as you can from Pokorny, so this way it offsets the amount of hard work or heavy lifting you have to do. So with that being said, Rally DIY, we'll go ahead and slide it back a little bit. What I've got it running is a profile from SimHub. SimHub is an amazing thing. As you guys know, it can do some of the most coolest things in the world. And for instance, one of the things I love is, you rotate a dial or an encoder, you can rotate it and it makes some really cool effect. I can rotate this one and do some of those things as well. You can make it so that the buttons, when you push them, it does really cool animations. You can have it when you push the pit, it flashes a bunch of lights. So I'm not going to tell you how awesome SimHub is because you already know. So that's not something I'm going to do because you already get it. I will say this, however, um, play around with SimHub. Learn how to use it. I'm telling you, it's a powerful tool. So with that being said, everything you see here again is either printed by Matt, I've ordered off of AliExpress, or ordered from Pokorny. This is attached to an NRG round wheel, 330 millimeter. It's also attached to an NRG style quick release, one of my ones I had from Moza, with a 15 millimeter spacer in between. Actually 20 millimeters, sorry about that. And everything, if you hold it on my wheel, is easy to reach. But again, because it's 330 millimeter, it's quite large for this. And you have to reach kind of, but again, if you have bigger hands than me, then it might not be that complicated of a reach to get to every button. With every Pokorny wheel that I've used so far, the buttons have a nice click to it, something that you will know when you click. The encoders, the funky switches rotate really nicely. They're full funky coder, so they are 7-way. You have push, up, down, left, right, and rotate left and right. So they're full funky switches. The encoders are absolutely awesome. They feel great, have really defined detents in it. So, you can see, you'll feel when you turn the knob. Now, granted, these knobs you see on here on these encoders, I actually ordered these from AliExpress. They have ones on the Pokorny website, but I wanted something different. And to be honest, I bought these for my Pokorny Engineering Hype R wheel. The gold doesn't exactly match the gold that I had, so what we did was we just replaced it with these and put these on here. Now again, all of these buttons and encoders and things can be printed. You do not have to buy anything to build this outside of the PCB. Really. Buy the PCB, If you have the M screws and washers and things you need for that, that's easy. If you have the 2 pins and 4 pin cables, then you're absolutely solid there. It's very simple to build, and again, I will tell everybody this is probably the easiest project I've ever done. And again, it only ever goes wrong when I rush things or I don't follow directions or I don't do the prep work. Do the prep work before and you're fine. But again, like I said, this is really small. If you look here, it's actually not big at all. It's actually quite thin. And like I said, mine is 3D printed back. So you see that really cool red and black color there. Really cool two-tone color. I've got it attached to, again, the 20mm spacer, my NRG QR, and then my wheel mount, which is made by Matt at Simulation RS. He has a whole bunch of these wheel stands, so check them out. I have mine attached with a grub screw because I didn't want to use the GX12s from AliExpress. I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of failures, and I don't know why, because I've done some and they've been perfect. I've done others and they failed numerous times, and I'm just not going to use them anymore unless I get some really good, really nice ones from something other than that cost 12 cents. So I'm going to just stick with this for now, and it's attached directly through 4-pin to the PCB. So this does not unscrew. I mean, I can unscrew it and make it looser, but this is fixed. So I can't take the cable off, which is fine for me and what I'm going to use it for. But again, that essentially is what you see there. And again, I went with the forged carbon, not the carbon fiber front plate. But as you can see, it's a rather thick front plate. And I think it is absolutely awesome. With everything that you ever print or you run, as you know, fitment can be an issue where things fit absolutely perfect, or you need to shave them down, kind of like the button holes here. You have to shave it down a little bit to get them through. Just again, with tolerances in 3D printers, every printer prints differently. Maybe the way the file was sent, I have no idea. I don't 3D print anything, but I shave it down. It fits perfectly. I don't have any issues. With that being said, there are other items, and again, I'll show you real quick. As you can see in the photo array that it's scrolling through, these are some of the items that you can essentially print for yourself. So you can print them. You can go to Matt at Simulation RS, but these are some of the ones he sent me. So I could have done, again, the front 3D printed. I could have done the enclosure. We'll take a look at these really quickly. Completely 3D printed, and as you can see, in any color that tickles your fancy. We've got that copper, silver, green, the galaxy black, and again, I've got that blended color, which I think looks absolutely amazing. We've got the shifter mounts, and we'll talk about these. But again, this is what you would essentially mount the shifters to, so that if you wanted shifters, you easily had the ability to use these. And again, if you look at the photos that's scrolling, you'll see also the parts for the shifter, which we'll take a quick look at those really quickly. Now, how this absolutely works is, here is the shifter, okay? Again, all of this is 3D printed. Every bit of it, 3D printed. Very easy to use. Obviously, with something that's 3D printed, it's going to have flex to it. So if you want solid shifters, I know sim racers, I'm sorry, this has flex. I know it's a bad thing in the world of sim racing, but you'll be fine. This is attached via a micro switch here that attached to the shifter. And as you know, micro switches have millions of activations. You likely won't have a problem with it. And if you do, you just add a new one attached to a simple 2-pin, which what you do is once you build this piece underneath the enclosure where the PCB is, you'll have connections here, and you simply attach it. So what would happen is, if this is the back of your enclosure, you're going to have your wheel rim that is here first. Then you're going to have this in between here, and then your spacer or whatever you're going to have that comes out. And then now you have shifters, so that if you want to use it, again, you can drive and shift. I don't need it because I'm using an actual shifter when I use my round rim. I wanted this, but Matt was nice enough to send this over to me to be able to share a demonstration of actually how it works. And again, it's going to flex. Now, granted, when you've got it attached here, it's not going to flex as much. But again, It'll do the job. And again, for the cost of what it is, I think it's something you put on your very, very, very short list if you need something to attach to a wheel rim. Maybe you're looking at a wheel rim that you really want to use and you really like, but you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on the button solution. This is easy. You can print the whole thing up, buy the PCB, buy the USB cable, print up the encoders, print up the funky switches. With the PCB, you get the translucent buttons with it, and you're done. And you can use the 5% Grayze 5 code and save 5% on the manual on how to put it together and on all the parts you need from Picorni. So you have options. I would definitely say very easy to build. Again, everything works as described, and I don't have any problems with it. I absolutely love it, and I'll tell anybody, Picorni is one of the places I will likely build quite a few of their products. I'm trying some other stuff in the future, but for my own personal purchases, they're going to be a place I go to quite often as he comes out with new items and new ideas. My only wish and hope is that he starts to offer those grips that he offers on the Hyperwheel on other products, and I would love them to be a little bit chunkier because again, just soft grips are just amazing. So great job there. With that being said, that is pretty much all I have for that. We'll put that there so you can see that in all its beauty and stop it from moving so it won't mess up the focus. Eventually it'll focus. But if you have any questions from me, please comment down below. If you like the channel and you think I'm pretty cool and you want to give me a follow, thumbs up, man. Notifications on and subscribe to the channel. I mean, come on. We're having a lot of fun here. What fun is there not to be had? You should be here with us having some fun. But again, as always, I enjoy each and every one of you. I thank you to those who subscribe to the channel. I thank you to the people who view my channel and who will never subscribe. I thank you to the ones who offer critical feedback, skepticism, constructive criticism, whatever. Leave a comment down below. I appreciate just the sim racing scene and what it's done for me and the joy I get to have. We have some new things coming on the channel, so as always, check us out. But thanks again, and I will talk to you later. Save that 5%. Peace.